I want to thank everybody for coming to the Power of Music, the first Power of Music event that we're hosting to highlight the tremendous importance and value that grassroots artists are creating in Africa, and specifically the tremendous effort and work that the Kono Artists Movement in Sierra Leone is doing at this symbolic and historic time in their country. I'd like to give a little background and share some of the history that Empower Africa has with the Kono Artists Movement and on our joint initiative to establish a studio in rural Sierra Leone in the Kono district to really provide, to create a environment and an opportunity for artists to nurture their talent and to record themselves and to enable them to have a voice that they could share locally, have a positive influence locally, and as well have their voice shared with the world and have local grassroots artists being able to have a larger positive influence, not just in their country, but in the world. And we will hear two songs today, one of them being Learning is Better, and the second one, Together We Are Stronger. And we will get into that into the program. We'll have that in the program, and we'll also have the opportunity to listen and meet some of the grassroots artists, the heads of the Kono Artists Movement, who are with me on stage and will join us shortly. But before we get into the program, I wanted to provide a couple of minutes of background on how this whole initiative started between Empower Africa and the Kono Artists Movement. And actually, this relationship and this partnership actually started before Empower Africa was actually founded. It started on May 20th, 2018, when I first visited the village of Koyardu in rural Sierra Leone in the Kono district. I was on a mission to ensure that the village of Koyardu and its villagers get what they deserve, and commitments that the government made to the village to provide them water, electricity, and school and medical facility from the proceeds of a diamond called the Peace Diamond that was found in that village. It was the 14th largest diamond ever discovered. And it was a very symbolic diamond because the people that found that diamond from that village were the first people to grassroots to trust the government and work with the government. And they actually handed the diamond over to the government. They did not smuggle the diamond out of the country and seek to maximize whatever they could get. They did not sell the diamond on the black market like is often done. But the pastor of that village, Pastor Emmanuel Momo, actually went to his paramount chief, went to Freetown and said, we need to trust the government and work with the government to develop the country. We need whatever is found in this country. The government should get what it deserves. The villagers should get what it deserves. And I, the finder, and the people that were with me should get what they deserve. And $1.5 million was allocated to bring water, electricity, and school and medical facility, about 25% of the proceeds, directly for the village, for bringing development to the village and the surrounding region. And as part of my mission, first of all, helping sell the diamond pro bono for the government and for the pastor in the village, I was following up on my mission to ensure that these villagers get what they deserve. And the president promised, the new president promised, they will stand behind the previous government's commitments. And I told the president, I'm going to sleep in the village to identify with the villagers and to let them know that development will come. It might take some time, but development will come. And I also brought with me a number of musicians and artists, some of the head artists in Sierra Leone. They joined me on the mission to Koyardu. 5 artists came with me, and while I couldn't bring development immediately, we brought about 1 ton of rice with us. But while we couldn't build everything and build the school and medical facility right away, we did try to bring whatever we can, and music and hope was part of that mission that I brought with me. And in that evening, we had a round table, this town hall meeting in Koyardu village, and I met a passionate, genuine leader and artist from that region. His name was Aboy Choe. And he said, Ezzy, you're working with the artists in Freetown. What about us, the grassroots artists? What about us? We also have a voice, and we could also create a positive change here in Sierra Leone. And we can't let the local artists alone. We have to support also local artists, not just the leading artists in the country. And at that moment, I said, okay, what would you like to do? He said, let's do a song together. And we actually, we sent the 5 artists to Freetown a few times to create a song. And shortly after that, we said, we have to, instead of sending a few artists to Freetown and supporting a few artists in rural Sierra Leone and Kono, let's establish a studio in Kono, and let's see how we could make Kono a hub for nurturing talent and for enabling artists to really fulfill their potential and create a lot more music. And that is one thing led to another, and we created a number of songs. We'll play 2 of them today, and the first one we'll speak with the artist after we play it. But the first song that we did is called "Learning Is Better," and the real mission of really highlighting the artist to begin with was we had a mindset that the people of Sierra Leone, the true diamonds of Sierra Leone, are its people, and people could create significantly more value than any diamonds and minerals that are being extracted from the ground. And yes, even today, in 2021, there are people in the ditches digging for minerals, digging for diamonds, digging for gold, and all they end up at the end of the day is with a bag of rice from their supporter and something to eat, which doesn't have actually the best nutrition either. And we really want to, the first song that we did was to tell people, instead of going to the ditches, education is better. We could create significantly more value with our minds and talent. And this is what the song is about, speaking to the parents of the children, speaking to the children and providing hope and direction that education is the direction forward, and we're in a new era where there's better education being distributed, and that's the way forward in Sierra Leone. So without further ado, I'll play the song, and then we will have a discussion with the Kono Artists Movement, and we will then listen to the last song for the session, Together We Are Stronger, which is not just a song for Sierra Leone, for the grassroots and for the country, but also for the world. Okay, without further ado, I will add the song now, and I hope you all enjoy it.
Learning is better. Education is so much better. Development of the mind is so much better than civil.
Kumbwe ambe more mandane kono mwe manywe Mwembe toya renembe toya Monyanti machia Nipimbi bunda Teya mebwa Mabaunti machia Nipimbi bunda Teya mebwa I'm a singer A survivor They're rocking the soil, they're playing in the hand Which one is better? Which one is better?
So much better. So much better.
Learning is better. Education is so much better. Development of the mind is so much better than silver and gold.
Education is the key to success. With education, you have no limitation to greatness. So I tell you, with this we can change a nation for good. This is reality for prosperity. Education at the mall. Education in Nengo. Education about this. Education go open your eyes to many things.
So much better. So much better.
So now let we use the brain, let we use develop with mind. Let we use the brain, let we use country go fine. Let we use the brain, let we use future go bright.
I'm a singer, a survivor. They're rocking the soil, they're running the hand. Which one is better? Which one is better?
Learning is better. Education is so much better. Development of the mind is so much better than silver and gold. Learning is better. Education is so much better. Development of the mind is so much better than silver and gold.
Thank you for listening. That is the song "Learning Is Better," and it was actually quite a big initiative. It was the first song that we created in rural Sierra Leone in Koidu town at our studio. And I would like to add that we also took the opportunity to incorporate additional artists. And I want to highlight specifically Ori Avni from Israel, one of the leading music producers in Israel, that flew out with me to Koidu to establish the studio. At this time, A-Boy and the Kono Artist Movement, if you can hear me, then please join the stage if you turn on your microphone and camera. And this song was actually released. What we did with the initiative that Empower Africa had with the Kono Artist Movement to promote education, and what this song was about, to release this song, we actually held a parade. We said we're going to have every year something called Education Day in Koidu town. And we had a parade through Main Street with the mayor of Koidu town, who was one of the youngest mayors in Africa, actually. And we had a number of government officials as well join with us. And the first year we had about 500 people that attended the parade, and from students from many different schools, and we released this song at the end of this parade with many officials speaking about the importance of education. The video that you actually just saw was the second education day that we hosted. They were both on January 14th in Koidu Town. And the second year, we actually had 2,000 people at the parade in Koidu Town. Now we have to understand this is a small rural town in rural Sierra Leone and rural Africa. This is actually a very historic initiative. Never in their history did they have such a celebration where thousands of students from all over the district coming together to celebrate the importance of education and the music that's being created in their district for the first time. So that was some of the music you saw. The video was actually the parade and the stage that we had at the end of the parade. And I want to thank Mahmoudi and Drizilik, two of the leading artists in Sierra Leone that took the 5-hour drive and spent the few nights over in Kono to actually be part of that initiative as well. So without further ado, we will take the opportunity to hear directly from the heads of the Kono artist movement in rural Sierra Leone. Hi, Aboy, how are you? Greetings. Mese.
Yes, we are good. Yes,
How are you guys in Koidu Town? Thank you so much for joining us.
We are doing this. Thank you very much, Mr. Eze. We see this as a great opportunity for the indigenous musicians, for the locals, for the grass, for the government, the side of education and everything. We see this as a blessing, at least to showcase our talent on this great platform, that the world can hear. Yeah, thank you so much for this, Mr. Eze, and we appreciate this. So, as you asked entirely, yes.
Yes, please share a bit more about the Kono artist movement, when it was established, and what your mission is. What your mission as an artist movement is in a grassroots artist movement in rural Sierra Leone, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Eze. And I believe the Kono artist movement is a household name. It has been in existence for quite a long time, for about 10 years now, but we did formal registrations with the government and the rest of it in 2016, yes, and then we got the acknowledgement of the government, yeah. But the Kono artist movement is a local community-based organization that is much more interested in seeing how to maximize the efforts of the local talents, to bring them to the limelight, to showcase their talent because of talented, but due to certain reasons, they've not been seen, they've not been heard, and their works have not been beneficial because of some of these reasons, like studio inadequacy. Previously, we used to take over 200 miles to go down to Freetown and then do our works, and not every artist, by then was able to foot that bill, and with all the charges to go and come to and fro, if you're in a team, it becomes challenging. So traditionally, our forefathers have been singing, and they've been playing their part in the communities, but they've not been able to have the opportunity to record their good works. So this has been a standoff issue, and but it all came as a blessing, when Empower Africa, to be specific, you and all it all begins from the Peace Diamond Initiative, as you initially made mention of it. Um, is the same blessing that extended to the side of the entertainers. So, God bless you, and God bless Pastor Momo. Yes, and from there we were able to connect. Yes, because of that reason, we connected in one of our villages, Koyaru, and from there, yes, you found interest in us, and you asked our plights, and as I made mention of some of the um, segregations that was in between us and some other big talents around the world, but you were able to see and understand and feel our plight, so you try to change the story. So thank God, since 2018, the Kono artist movement has got its proper footing. We've established an academy at Lebanon Fire Force as a startup case, and it was.
You know, the artists are an inspiring example of how people could create significantly more value with their minds and talent, and that's one of the strategic reasons we chose to invest so heavily our time, attention, and funding to support local artists. We have to understand, like I was mentioning earlier, this is rural Sierra Leone. The Kono district is one of the most isolated places in the world. There's not much international travelers going to Kono and to these villages. People are still, the vast majority of people are still living without access to clean water and electricity. There's a lack of education and a lack of job opportunities. As I mentioned earlier, a big part of the population is working actually as artisanal diggers, artisanal miners. They're didn't have the education, didn't have the job opportunities, and in order for them to survive, literally they have to go to the ditches and look for things. If it's gold, if it's diamonds, of course, some of them are working in agriculture, seeking to survive through subsistence farming, but the vast majority of them are actually artisanal miners, and some of them are just doing it on their own. Some of them actually get support from local businesses or wholesalers, specifically primarily the Lebanese diamond traders in West Africa. Some of them get paid between $1 to $2 a day, and some of them actually are only supported by getting rice at the end of the day, and some support to their families as well. So this is a very, very interesting part of the world. What we're in a very interesting situation that people are living in still in 2021. And there's, on one hand, there's people that are very happy to be alive and surviving. On the other hand, they need artists. They need some hope. They need some positive communication. And I'm a, as I mentioned, a deep believer that music has such a powerful impact on people's life. It's life itself, and we have to give people the hope, to show, hey, look, there's intangible value that's being created. We as human beings could create value in other ways, and this is a very symbolic example of what the Kono artist movement is reflecting. So I think I just want to relay that. They are the Kono artists, A-Boy and the Kono artist movement. They travel throughout their district, disseminating positive information, disseminating hope, disseminating positive mindset, love. And I'm also a big believer that there is going to be more innovation being exported from Kono and from Sierra Leone as a whole than the diamonds and minerals that are being extracted from the ground. And I really see the artist as a symbolic example of that and leading the way on that front. And it's about really stimulating that hope, that creativity, and that drive to change your life in Sierra Leone and in these rural districts. Thank you, A-Boy. You're back online.
Yes,
Great
so
to
sorry.
see you. Why don't it's great. Don't be sorry at all. No worries. It's not your fault. It's a challenge of the current conditions, and we're gonna see one day we're gonna fix that. We're gonna get that communication channel going really smooth, and we're gonna work on that definitely for hopefully for the next event that we work on together. I would like to take the opportunity, A-Boy, to just go around the room over there, okay? And to allow each person to introduce themselves, who they are, okay? What they do, and what their background in music is, and how important the studio is and music is for them and their ability to create value in this world. Okay? Could we go around from the person sitting to your all the way on the left there? Yes, is that King David? You wanna
Yes.
please introduce yourself, young man?
So good day, sir. My name is King David. I'm a musician, an artist, and also a music producer. So I'm living in Koidu town, Koidu district, Koidu village, as you say. So it's a blessing to live here in Africa. You see. So music has been a great blessing to me, especially when I came and meet and Kono, and I met a studio here. I didn't have opportunity to record at first, you see, but now I'm a place where I can come and.
Beautiful. And how old are you? How long have you been working in music? And where did you learn to do music?
Okay, so I am 26 years old and I've started music since 2014. But here in Sierra Leone, we don't have enough music schools to go to, so I have to learn for myself on the internet. So at night, I download, I buy data and go online and browse the internet and download YouTube videos about music production and music and how to play music. That's how I learned how to play music in Korea. So it's a blessing, the internet, and that's how I learned. So I download my videos and I come to the studio and I do my stuff. You see?
Mm-hmm. And do
Yes,
you
sir.
so you're learning on YouTube, you were mentioning a bit earlier, and then you practice in the studio at night. Very
This in the studio. Yes, sir.
fantastic,
Yes, sir.
fantastic. Wonderful. Thank you very much, King David, for sharing. And who's the
Thank
gentleman
you.
sitting right next to you? Seems like we have an army guy over there.
Yeah, that's right. CEO1 is your rapper bot. Yeah, that's me,
That's it.
Abuke the Rami, aka Combat Soldier. Combat Soldier, military minded. I'm military personnel, but music is my hobby. And music is my hobby. I'm doing music. I've been doing music for more than 2 decades. I'm 42 years old, and I've been doing music for more than 2 decades. That's more than 20 years. I've been doing music, and I love music. I even love music more than the military job, because music is there to disseminate information and intelligence about important things in the world. So I love music so much because it's all about feelings. Imagine doing music, you're speaking to the world. It's an international language. You could be anywhere and do music and speak to the world. The power of music is great. It cannot be overemphasized. Imagine Lucifer was there and the praise and worship team for the Most High Jah. That is Jehovah. Hallelujah. But unfortunately, he disobeyed. That's why he was driven out of heavens. And music has power. That's why we're using music. Imagine the King David. He was playing the herbs, comforting King Saul. See, that was very triumphant. A small boy comforting the king of Israel. the country where you came from, Israel. King David was the first musician. You see, so I love music. Music has passion. I'm a military man. Yeah, I've served 16 years in the military. I'm a corporal, an intelligent officer. As you can see, the green beret. But corner act movement is my feeling. That's my nucleus. I love music so much. From my military works, I come straight to the studio and meet my brother, Ebo Chewe. Breakthrough. Even though we are struggling, but the studio is playing an important part to get the gymnastics of music. Because music is life. When I do music, I feel lively. Because I have other things. Imagine when Oribag Yusuf here from Israel, we recorded a couple of sounds with him in the January 16 Education Day. Mahmoud, all other international people were here. So we disseminated the information through music. That's a national language. So I love music so much. That's why my number one man in the world is Ezzy Rappaport, the CEO1 Empower Africa. He has capacitated Calm Africa.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. And we'll hear some of you will actually, I know that Together We Are Stronger video, you actually have a very great part over there, which we'll listen to soon. And thank you so much for your inspiration. And it's nice to see that people from all backgrounds are coming together to create music together. And so we have King David. What do you do, King David, by the way, during the rest of the day?
Well, me, I love music. Music is all I do.
What do you do? Music is all you do? That's your full passion?
Yeah, I'm a music producer. Yes, sir.
Wonderful. So happy that you actually have a studio now that you can actually practice what you're...
I'm truly happy. I'm truly happy. I tell Mr. Ebo every day, I say I'm truly grateful.
Yeah? Beautiful. I'm so happy for you. Great. So you're fully focused and dedicated to developing your talent in the music sphere. Wonderful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you both for sharing so much. And yes, who do we have over there sitting right in the middle?
Yes, sir. My name is Tamba Breakthrough, but people normally call me Breakthrough. I'm a music producer and a gospel artist in Calm Records, Empower Africa. We are really grateful, sir. We are very much grateful. Since 2010, that's the time I entered into the musical world, and we are struggling. By the help of God and you, we are grateful, and we are really appreciating you. We appreciate, and we are still appreciating you for what you are doing. We are very much grateful. We are very much grateful. We are happy to even get this event today, and we believe that by this, God will intervene more in our lives, and we are really grateful.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure. And Breakthrough, you said you were a minister, or you work in, could you provide a little more background on other things that you do in life? Just another minute.
Well,
how did you start music? Mm-hmm.
Started since
little boy. By then
I was 10 years of age. That is the
time I started church music.
By then I was having to go into the studio. When
as a
full
mature
person, that is 2012,
2010. That is the time I own songs into the studio, and I'm very much happy with the help of my leader, Ebo Chewe, and with the help of you. Now we can record songs. We are grateful. This is how I started my music.
Though we are still, having some challenges, but as for now, I'm very much grateful.
Wonderful. Great. So from the church to additional music production. Fantastic. A-Boy, do you want to provide a little background on yourself? A-Boy, do you hear me all right?
Came about. Yes, loud. Yes, exactly. Easy.
Music is my whole life. Since I was a little boy
In the farm, you know, when scaring the birds, music being part of my, you know, comfortable. And whenever I face challenges, music is what consoles me. Or additionally, it is an energizer. You know, it's like an auxiliary to my very self, to my very being. You see, whenever I get crushed, you know, when I get out of touch, music get back to normality. You see, so we've been used to doing because we are traditional people. You know, we've been used to dancing to our beat, the local drum, kele, the shabure, and interesting. And I grew up, and in 2001, I made a very big song that evils the community. Yes, yes, the realities about bad minings and the rest. And yes, the whole country, I became acknowledged. See, because of that, to capture the mindset of people. So I've been on this, and then I've done so much, and then I became the artist union president, and then we did the biggest song, "Why Sanko Die Not Talk." Why Sanko Die Not Talk? Fury Sanko was the rebel leader. The 11-year civil war, a song that was a big hit in the country. You see, and I explained about some of the troubles and the atrocities, and then to console people and to come back to normality and to, you know, respect themselves and then embrace peace and work with the government and not think about the past, but trying to see how to move forward. You see, so I use music again, and it was so much appreciative by the community and the government, and internationally, it was a big hit. Yes. Right. So from there, I do some other songs in my local palace, like Sumanyonja, you know, yeah, family ties. That a family is a family, and children, the fatherless, motherless children, I've been singing, advocating for them. Yes, and I use another song, Dangba. You see, yes, so many songs. You know, I've done about 5 to 6 albums. Yes, so I've been consistent in the music industry, and that gave me the grounds to become one of the outstanding musicians in this part of the country. And when I look back, I see fellow young talents, you know, that are very much determined, but they lack the same opportunity as I was lacking. And it was challenging that you like to help. We managed at least to keep our bearings, and we did our best to maintain our culture and satisfy our community, and maintain ourselves, and bring dignity to the society, and suggest to government what to do through songs. And it became a blessing that you intervened. Yes, thank God. The way I struggled to go down to Freetown by then, over 10, 15 years to go and record. When you go, maybe you don't have the opportunity to have a hotel, you sleep in the studio. You know, I went through a lot, but still I was very much consistent, and I took myself as you know, as a showcase, as a body, as a practical example that's made from this part of the world, because Kono has been known as a blessed land, full of riches, diamond, and the rest of it. But the stories have been different, you know. But music has been very instrumental in this society, and then they've been. I must say this. I must appreciate God and my people because to become the first among equals in terms of talent exhibition, you know what it means. It's challenging. But, praises be to the Most High, and I thank everyone, and most especially, I must say a big thank you, Empower Africa, to intervene because some years back the story was different as compared to now. You see, now it's like artists in Kono can smile. Back for about 3-4 years back, yes, it was hard to explain. You know, things were bitter, and the artists were not, we are no more. You know, they were losing spirit. You see, but you came in, yeah, as a liberator by establishing this humble record that has helped thousands of talents to do their works at a minimal cost, and then to reduce transportation and the rest of it, you know. And it's like a comfort. It's like we've dragged development to Kono, because now people from some parts of Guinea and then Kailaun and then Freetown, the capital, are aware of this studio, and they know the quality of the studio, and they would like to work with the studio. So I see this as a blessing. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the partnership and the relationship, and really taking the lead on the ground and coordinating everything with the team. You're really playing an instrumental role over here, and I want to thank you very much. I wanted to go just to take a few more minutes, and then we could have some Q&A. If anybody has some questions, you could add them in the Q&A section on the right-hand side, okay? And you could even raise your hand and even be called up to stage, okay? We'll finish right now with the last individual here sitting next to you, A-Boy. If he could just introduce himself. And then we'll have one more question, and then we'll open the floor up to anybody if they have a question. Okay? Please, who's the gentleman sitting all the way on the right next to you, A-Boy?
I am Andrew Tijawa. I'm an artist. My artist name is Mr. Wanson in the building, Santa Paula Musical Magic Son. You know, I'm an artist as well. Okay. It is taking a long time when I'm thinking about music. I was young when I feature music. I know that music is my career, but absolutely previous time we don't have that kind of facility. Okay, but when I saw my brother Ebo Chewe was singing, absolutely I admire him. Okay, but at that time we was not having that facility. We was not having that chance because we was a little boy, okay? But I always admire my brother. But when you came in let me say, when I hear about you 2018, that you are Eze Rappaport, you are coming here to Kono to help us with the artists. I really admire. I really happy. In terms of singing for now in Kono, really good. It is really amazing. The Kono artist movement, really. Our boss Ebo Chewe is pushing us gradually. Very amazing. Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you for your comments. So when did you start doing music? And what do you do besides music today?
Yeah, I came into music in 2016. I a first song which is now we push Konogo before, so that we can push Konogo forward.
Mm-hmm. And what do you do? Besides music today? Is music 100% of your focus, or you do other work as well?
Yeah, I'm a bike rider as well. I'm a farmer.
A bike rider and a farmer. Wonderful.
Yes, sir.
So you when you say a bike rider, you're delivering different things to different people in Koidugna?
Yes, I did transport from the city to the village.
Wonderful. 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 Fantastic. Okay, great. So, A-Boy, what is your vision for the Kono artist movement? What is your dream, and where would you like to be in a few years?
The vision, really, as you've asked this very important question, is to see um, how Konos, how indigenous musicians can export their works to the rest of the world. Um, the idea is as to how we can capture the attention of the world with our songs. And I think it's very important because it's when you are heard internationally, and I believe important in the music world. But also
Right.
a vision to see how we can help improve, to train and coach young talent, you know, not having the opportunity to do their good works, and even the aged that have been singing their traditional songs, yes, and to maintain the dance side of it, and to be the originality, the original aspect of things. You see, to maintain the culture, because sustaining the culture is like you've added value to your and Africa, and then you make
Awesome.
you see,
Awesome.
and also I want to see how we can be like other big musicians around the world, like Bob Marley's, and like Akon, like the 50 Cent, like the Rihannas, and yes, you see, like the Fela Kutis from Nigeria, the Kanda Bongos, and yes, some other big talents that have made their hallmarks, and globally. I want to see how to add value to talents here, because it's very significant, as we are really lacking so much to take us right here. First of all, when you talk about music, as you know, is a universal language. But the thing is, think about one thing. What can take you to the international market? There are some factors. First of all, yeah, personally, you are responsible, because it's your responsibility to dream well, to think well, to write well, and adjust yourself, refrain from so many things that to take off your mind from doing the right things. Yes, and also the other side of it, you are thinking as to how to have some other assistances, like good studios, and proper videos, the visual aspect of things, and support financially, and and also strong collaborations with different talents, nationally and globally, and also thinking as to how, because everybody wants to get to the top. The dream is, I want to see how one or two of my musicians, how one of us can be the award winner, globally, how we can stand the international podium and hit the market, you see. And I think we have the potential, and we have the voice, because that's very significant in music, you see, the voice. And that's what I used to tell my guys, that we have to be very much confident that we can, Yes, we can, and we should not divert or deviate from our originality. You know, we have our own style of songs, and the only thing that will make the world to come to us or need us is when we are consistent. We have our own style of songs, and we stick to our beats, and then you know the African style of stage appearances, the costumes, and the rest of it. You see, so I believe we are in the right position now, and just that yeah, the vision is too big that we like to go to the international stage. Yeah, we have to go beyond this normal. We have to double our efforts, and we have to work on a daily basis, we on a monthly basis. We have to make sure we have consistent performances, both locally and internationally, and we want to see how we can partner with different artistic organizations, also to see how we can have good market out, you see, and then how we can make ourselves very important and address issues of this society. I believe yes, we have stakes and as an artist, but we still have to do more because we want to go further than just what we have now. That's why we are serious, and we are really
Right.
because a name has come from this.
See how we can have an international name. You see, that the
artist movement. That's why we're taking up.
We've instituted
the structure there, you know, at least to showcase that we are ready for business, and they want to make ourselves significant, and they want to really tell the world and show to the world that we are ready, and we can be like them out there. Yes, we would like them to come to us rather than we going to meet them, you know, because how it all happens, it's not magic. We just have to make sure we inject more spirit in our actions and our works, and have some good food to cook. You know, you do some good songs, some good beats. Yes, I don't. The world will not
come to you.
Yeah,
I'm confident.
so
Yeah.
I think you as well, and we want to see how
in the
shortest possible
how we can achieve yes, bigger dreams.
That's
why we are still working together,
and we're hanging heads, and we are managing our some of our constraints. You see, but it's a blessing really that you intervene. We can't just say it all here, but you are because you've lightened a whole lot of this part of the world, because it's like we are living.
But you are
bringing us to
light.
Yeah.
It's not just here you know, people like to say, because whatever
I think it's going to reflect on Sierra Leone. It's going to reflect
on Kono. So it's not us directly you are supporting. I think this initiative is for every Konoman, is for every Sierra Leonean, for every African, and for generations yet. You see, so we want to set a very good stage, even for generations yet, so that they can have a foundation and things will be easier for them, as it was hard before for us to make a distinct. So that's why we are here, and we are proactive. We are more than ready. So,
amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much, A-Boy.
Thank you, Mr. Izzy.
Thank you so much again, the whole team. And I know there's many other people part of the Kono artist movement, specifically women. I know Agnes, she had work to do. She couldn't make it right now, but the women, I think, are so important, and they have their unique voice and their unique value. And I know we did some music specifically with Agnes, and some children were singing in some of the songs that we were creating. So I think that's amazing. And I think You know, you guys are really setting an example, but the reflection of the Kono artist movement and artists in rural Sierra Leone is an example of tremendous unrealized human potential and value that is not being created all over Africa. There is, as A-Boy said, there's people who are living in the dark. We lack the infrastructure, the capability to share our voice, to nurture our voice, and to share it with the world. And indeed, there's hundreds of millions of people still living in the dark. Hundreds of millions of people that don't have the platform, don't have the connections to create their value and to share, to fulfill their potential and their mission in this world. And this is just a small symbolic example. You guys are really taking a lead in a big way, and this relationship that we have is very symbolic, very important. And I'm hopeful, and I pray that we'll able to dream and fulfill our dreams, and to really enhance spirit and create light in some of the isolated places in the world. And I also want to highlight, before we finish up over here, and we'll hear the song Together We Are Stronger as well, that Sierra Leone actually went through a civil war up to about 19 years ago. And many of the people had a very challenging upbringing. It was very unstable, to say the least. And music is a very important aspect currently in Sierra Leone as well. It's especially important. And we should just realize that today Sierra Leone is in a new era, and that's something that we're all singing about as well. There's positive transformation taking place in Sierra Leone. There is a leader, a government, a president that is dedicated to serving its people, dedicated to human capital development, recognizes the potential of the people, that the value is not within the ground, the value is within the minds and talents of its people. And there is one of the reasons that we did education better and used and focused on education is also because there's free quality education that's now being implemented in Sierra Leone. It's free education, and they're doing as much as they can to also improve on the quality of the education. And this, we should not take this for granted. Less than 20 years ago, there was still a civil war in Sierra Leone. And now there's 19 years of peace and democracy, and there's the era of dedicated servitude leadership at the very top. And that's something that also that is also something important to highlight, and that gives a lot of spirit to this initiative and to the artists as well. Now, I would like to mention that we are going to continue to work on music. We will host an event going out every time that the Kono artist movement completes a song. We will be hosting an event to at maximum once a month, but we'll be hosting an event to release any new music coming out of Kono. I'm very dedicated to seeing how we could increase production and increase distribution, and that's what we're dedicated to here at Empower Africa. At the same time, we're interested in more support, getting more support from, getting feedback from people that are listening to the music, from experts, how to improve the quality of the music coming out of Sierra Leone and Kono. We're also looking for collaboration with additional artists, how we could create more value together, fuse some talents together with the artists in Kono. And we're also interested in people supporting the distribution and enhancing the exposure of what's being produced. So everybody here that's listening to this video, that's seeing this, please share the talent, share the innovation, share the spirit that's coming out of Kono. You could play an instrumental role in development in Kono, development in Sierra Leone, and help boost the tremendous talent that is coming out of Kono. And please help share message and share the talent. And the last thing I would say is that we are going to be looking also for sponsors of songs, sponsors of music. If there's somebody that would like to sponsor some song or create some songs out of the music studio in Kono, please feel free to reach out to Empower Africa and to the Kono Artist Movement. You can message me directly, Ezi at empowerafrica.com, and somebody will follow through on that, and we'll be in touch with. And you can see also A-Boy Choe and the Kono Artist Movement on the Empower Africa Business Network. You could reach out over there to them as well directly. Now, without further ado, as we finalize the session, we'll play the song "Together We Are Stronger." And I know that Janet had a question, and then we will conclude the song. Thank you very much, everybody. Together we are stronger.
Stronger.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
The voice of Kono to the world. God bless you.
Yes.
God bless. God bless you too. Power Africa.
You could go off the camera and the mic so it's on full screen for everybody, okay, gentlemen? Or you could keep it on. Keep it on. You could dance. We could dance to it together.
We can dance together. Yes.
Whoever wants to see the full video, you could expand it with the arrows.
Let's build a future. We created one harmony and build this fortress. We're singing from God, we're shining and praise back. God blessed to we're shining from our heart. We're singing from our heart. We're shining and praise back. God blessed to praise like we're shining from our heart. From ashes, the breathing for this season, from slavery by war. We want the world to hear us all. It's our time to stand up tall. Our brother we never fall. Together we're stronger. But now we're spreading love to all. We are not perfect human. Let us come together.
Live and direct sound.
Let's walk together as one.
Funny how the world these days get funny. Cause the only thing they can talk about money. All the talk, all the jokes, all the funny. Turn around and don't have a dime, but they judging on me sing again. They claiming that out them love me. Turn around and saying people them a witch gun me. Get a master cause I have God, yes about me. This the reason I know that God really love me.
Beautiful. Congratulations, everybody. God bless you. Thank you so much.
God bless.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, I know that we had a question from Janet, and we'll take one question, and then we can take it offline. Okay, you guys continue the discussion on the floor. Okay, Janet, do you want to ask it? There's a Q&A over here. Are your project interested in cooperation with Farming Academy? Yes. Okay. Yes, and we could take that offline. Okay. If you want to ask something from the stage, you're more than welcome. All right. Wonderful. Okay, so I think this concludes the session. Thank you, gentlemen, so much, and I hope that some of our panelists will join us in the future as well. But keep up the amazing work that you're doing, and God bless you. We're going to keep producing as much as we can. There's going to be more music and innovation coming out of Kono than all the diamonds and minerals in the not too distant future. So we're committed to that. Keep it up. God bless you.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Power of music. Power of music.
Power of
Power of music.